Transformative is a series of short films that try and explain the history of fashion photography as seen from the perspective of the stylist, the makeup artist and the hairdresser. I'm sort of interested in the sort of, the sort of idea of the hairdresser as the sort of superstar hairdresser or the sort of fashion photography hairdresser, or it's being part of the whole scene. It's often how it's portrayed in movies.
Yeah.
It's that idea that, the social life and the sort of modelling life is all part of the same sort of beau monde, the same sort of thing. And would you say that's completely false, or would you say that's reasonably how it was in the 80s?
Well, I mean, I would never have thought of myself as a superstar hairdresser. I mean, we weren't really. We were all just, and there were no superstar models. It was just kind of, it was just people just kind of make it up as they go along, and suddenly their images were being, to watch those girls like Christy, Linda, Naomi, Tatiana, Claudia, all those girls in a few years. I remember one day walking through Miami airport with Claudia, or was it Cindy? One of them, I think it was Claudia, and just realizing, oh my God, everyone in this airport knows who this model is, because they had been famous in the business before, but suddenly it was out and it was big, and I remember at the time thinking, wow, that's a change. I've never seen that before, So I think it was when the supermodels started to experience that stardom, like that's the word, of almost like the movie stars were in the 40s, that's when it kind of elevated to another level. But I don't think anyone ever thought of themselves as being part of a kind of...
No, I guess it's...
I didn't anyway,
Probably means you were part of it, but it's just sort of seeing it from the outside, I guess, which is... has there been a point in your career where you thought, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. Fashion isn't for me.
Oh God, all the time.
Right.
Yeah, but then it is such a great job. It's such a fantastic job. Of course, sometimes you think, oh God, I'd like to do something else. I'd like to just spend time in my garden, do the garden, but that would be really boring, because just I get a kinetic rush. I get a real buzz off the electricity of people, and I mean, it's not really like working this. No. The bit that feels like work to me in this job is the constant travel, the constant being. And as I get older, I don't want to waste so much time in a car, on a plane, on a train. Because suddenly that 12-hour all-day journey feels like a waste of time.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but it just. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
So let me ask a very direct question. Why do you do it?
Why do I do it?
Let me try and phrase that better. Where's the pleasure for you? What do you love about it?
It's so basic. Yeah. I get such a pleasure out of making a girl look. I'm more interested in making the girls look great than making the guys look great, because I find the guys a bit boring, But probably shouldn't be saying that. But the girls, I love working with a fantastic model or an actress who really wants to be there and create a fantastic image with a great team of people, and that buzz I don't think will ever die. That's what I like to do, and then to see the image. 3 months later, or now 3 seconds later, is it's quite addictive. I mean, it gives me great pleasure.
Yeah. So do you see yourself as an image maker as much as anything
I
else?
see myself as part of an image making team.
Right, okay.
I'm not the image maker. Although the whole shoot can hinge on the hair or the makeup or the model or the photographer. It can all zoom into one person. And I think what if you're with a group of people like I am with you and with Val, if you get a sense of that, you think, oh my God, this needs the hair to be much stronger, or Val might think, well, this needs the makeup to be much stronger, or the hair has to be less. It's that delicate balance, but I think it's very much a team work.
Yeah. Let's move on to another image, shall we?
Okay. Yeah, that's one of my favourite ones, I think. Love that one.
So tell me a little bit about this picture.
This one is Christy Turlington. Now, I think that is, what year is that? I think that's 80, would that be 87 or something, maybe 88?
I don't know.
I think it is. It's in Mexico, in Cabo San Lucas in Mexico, which we used to go down there a lot because you used to do 10 days of a trip and you do 3 or 4 stories. You do a couple of stories from American Vogue, a couple of stories from British Vogue, a story for Italian Vogue. One editor after the other would come in.
Oh, really? And all with the same photographer?
Yeah, this was all with Patrick, yeah. And this was Liz Tilberis. I think this was, no, it wasn't. There was another one that was Liz's last shoot. This was Liz, and it was, we were in, we'd gone back to the hotel. We had a cover to shoot still, and Patrick wanted to do it at the end of the day. And we'd gone, I think we'd gone back to the hotel or the location we were in. We weren't on the beach. We were in a kind of an out on a veranda or something. And we were Liz got Christy dressed, and Mary was there. And she was dressed, made up. Hair was kind of just sort of messy, beachy hair, and we're kind of playing around. And Christy sat down. Yeah. And kind of literally sat down and put her arm on it, and Patrick snapped a few pictures, and that was a cover.
Yeah, great.
It was like that. It was really, really spontaneous and relaxed.
Yeah. And in that session, is there music playing? What's the sort of level of kind of...
No, do you know what? It's so low key. We're just at the end of the day, so I would imagine there was a glass of wine in hand, and well, for us anyway, and it was just kind of winding down at the end of the day when the light was really nice. Maybe we were going to do a picture, maybe we weren't. Let's see if it looks good over there. And Christy sits down. It's all very relaxed with a few friends in a little space. Patrick probably had one assistant. Right. None of us had assistants. Yeah. So there'd be Patrick, assistant, Mary, myself, Liz, and Christy. Right. And that would be it.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And for me, that's one of my favorite covers. Ever.
That's beautiful.
And I remember with that, I did that on a few covers because it seemed to be graphic and worked. Just sort of moving the hair and pushing it over one eye. Yeah. There's something about the one eye thing, and it's nothing to do with ID. It was just a sort of, that sort of sexy thing with the hair falling over one eye. I'm not sure if it makes the girl have a different expression or something, but a few times that sort of, and that kind of look has ended up on the cover of Vogue. Yeah.
And do you ever get involved in after Patrick's handed a picture, and do you ever go into Vogue and say, do you have any influence in that part of it, or by then is it all finished?
No, by then, I've done my bit, it's gone. Unless there's an awful lot of retouching to do around wigs and things like that, I'd like to get a bit involved in that.
Right. And do they normally welcome your presence?
Okay. Yeah, if I think it needs it, then everyone respects that. You know? Yeah.
So do they call you in, or do you suggest, I think I better come in and kind of?
No, I think those days. No, I wouldn't have gone in, but nowadays it's all done by email.
Yeah. And on a session like this, it's a sort of all-day shoot.
No, that was we were there. That was probably couple of days doing that particular shoot. It was a big story. No, maybe it was more, maybe it was 3. It was a big story, and there was lots of different hair changes. There was sort of curly hair, straight hair, small hair, big hair. So it was it was quite a hairy story.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Okay, let me move on.
But Turlington was probably 18 there.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of, she looks like a very confident, mature woman, and and there's not a lot of makeup and natural hair, but there's a sort of timeless elegance about it that I remember that very, very well. In fact, when I see Christy now, we kind of always go back to what fun we had on that trip.
Yeah.